Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Azure Data Factory Series. Today, we are diving into a super secure and automated way to invoke ADF pipelines using Azure App Services with managed identity. No manual credentials, no security risk, just a seamless and highly secure integration. In this step-by-step guide, I will walk you through how to configure everything, ensuring your Azure App Services can trigger ADF pipelines securely without needing passwords or keys. This is the best practice for securing your data workflows in Azure. In this video, I'm not going to show you how to create the app services or the web app. That's all created already in my previous video. So if you guys need any help on that, then I would recommend you guys to have a look at my previous video. The video's link is in the description section, so you can have a look on that. The only difference between the previous video and this video is that we are using a different code here, and also like we're not using the same NuGet package that we used in our previous video. But before we jump in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on Azure Data Factory and beyond. Let's get started. So this is the web app that we will be using, which is JBAPP. Yeah. So now let's look at the ADF. Let's go to the pipeline here. I'm going to use the same pipeline that I utilized last time in my last video. It's a simple copy data task here. Yeah, it basically moves data from a table that's on an Azure SQL database to another Azure SQL database. Yeah, it's a simple one. Now, what we'll do is like let's open the Visual Studio. Yeah, and let's click on create a new project here, and then search for web here, and then select ASP Core Web API. Click on next. Let's name it as JB App underscore MI. Yep. And let's put this onto a folder called JB App underscore MI. Yep. Click on next. And then I will leave all these things default here. And then click on create. Okay, so once it is created, what we'll do is like we will bring in the required code. Okay, so let's go to the controllers here, and then click on add here, and then click on controller, and then use the API here, and the API controller empty should be fine here. So let's name it as ADF underscore MI underscore trigger. And then let's use this particular query here. Yep. So the most important thing would be that we will have to import these NuGet packages. Yeah. And the most important thing would be like the details with respect to where your ADF pipeline is. Yeah. So if you look at it here, what you need to do is like you need to provide your correct subscription ID. Yeah. And then the resource group. And then you need to provide the data factory name and then the exact pipeline name. Yeah, you can get that information by going to this data factory here. Yeah. And then you have the switch data factory option, and then you can get the required details from here. Yep. So I will leave it to you guys. You just need to copy the required data and then put it across. Yeah. So once this is done, what we will have to do is like we will have to check this out and see if it is working. But before that, what we'll do is like let's import the required NuGet packages. Let's go to browse, use azure.core, and then install that. Same goes for identity as well. Okay, accept. And once the installation is completed, you can see that there are no more errors. Yeah, so let's save this and then let's try debugging it. Okay, so we have this page now after we started the debugging, and what we are able to see is like we are able to get the required logic as far as triggering the ADF pipeline is concerned. We can try it out, but you will get an error because I'm trying this from my local machine. Yeah, we need to first publish this to the app service, and then we basically have to try it. So what I'll do now, I will just close it, but before closing it, you need to note it down. This one, the API ADF trigger, which we will be using it once we publish it to our app services. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click here and then click on publish, and then use the target as Azure, and then in my case, Azure App Service Windows. And then I'm going to select my required app service, which would be JB app. Click on next. And then API management, I will skip that and then click on finish. So it's done now. Let's click on publish here and make sure it gets published there. Let's wait for it to complete. While this is getting published, let's go to our data factory and then look at the runs as far as this particular pipeline is concerned. So if you see here, the last run was around 18 February 2025, 1:54:36 p.m. So yeah, so it's close to, it's around 1:54 p.m. Yeah, let's do a refresh, and then if you can see here, it is 1:54:36 p.m. Yeah, so now let's go back to our Visual Studio, and then if you can see here, we have successfully um, published it, and now what I'm able to see is like when I look at page here, yeah, and that one is giving an error, the page can't be found. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to look at that web page for when I did the debugging. So it is API ADF trigger. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that here. ADF trigger API ADF trigger API ADF trigger. Let's press enter. And then if you see here, we have successfully started the ADF pipeline. Yeah. Now, if I go back to my ADF pipeline and then look at the pipeline runs and do a refresh here, what I can see here is like I'm able to see like there is a run around 5:22 p.m., which is now as we started it. Yeah. Before concluding, let's look at the JB app web app, and then let's look at the identity. Yeah, and what I've done is like you will have to basically toggle this to on. Yeah, that's the most important thing. And then you need to note down this object ID, which is very critical. Yeah, and once this is done, you need to go to the ADF. Yeah, the ADF. Data factory here, and then go to the access control IAM, and then you need to do an add role assignment and then add that managed identity here. Yep. So you need to add it with a role of data factory contributor. You just need to click on next and then select managed identity, and then you will have to select the app service, and this is the app service in our case, which is already added for me. But yeah, in case if it is not added for you, you will have to look at that. Then select
Going back
managed
here,
identity,
and then you will
look at the
have
role
to
assignments
select
here. Let's search for
the
JB
app
app,
service just
and
to
this is
show
the
you
app
guys.
service in our
So if you
case,
see here,
which
I've
is
already
already
added
added
it
for
as
me.
a
But yeah,
data
in case if it
factory
is not added for you,
contributor.
you will have to look at that.
So the script for
This particular project will be putting it in my blog, and I will give the link for that particular blog in the description section, so you guys can utilize it if required. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.